Mr. President, one of the most powerful arguments for immigration reform has been the human toll that it takes in families.
Right.
It's a broken system. But now we're seeing a different kind of argument, the economic benefits of immigration reform. It's not a new argument, yet it's a very powerful one. Why did the White House wait until now to bring this argument about and to really push it?
We didn't. If you look at all my statements throughout the debate that's been taking place for the last 5 years, I've consistently said that not only is immigration the right thing to do for families, not only is it the right thing to do for our values, but it's good for our economy. It makes sure that those who are earning a pathway to citizenship are paying a penalty and paying taxes above board. It means employers are being held accountable so that they have to pay fair wages, which means that they're not depressing wages by underpaying undocumented workers. It actually strengthens Social Security. It actually reduces the deficit. Economists estimate that the economy will grow faster with a strong immigrant population. If we fix the legal immigration system, we can continue to attract the best and the brightest who start businesses here. If you look at the immigrant community, for example, from Latin America, they're much more entrepreneurial, much more likely to start their own businesses, and oftentimes, let's say in my hometown of Chicago, transform communities like Pilsen and Little Village that had been starting to run down, reinvigorating commercial strips there. So these are things that I think most Americans need to recognize, that this is good for our economy. One of our biggest strengths is the youth and vitality and dynamism that is brought about by immigration, and that's one of the reasons why I'm such a strong supporter of comprehensive immigration reform.
If it's such a good idea, why is the House struggling so much?
Well, the House has been struggling with a lot of legislation lately. You have, I think, some in the House who believe that immigration will encourage further demographic changes, and that may not be good for them politically. I think some of them are responding to constituencies that may have, in some cases, legitimate concerns about immigration, but may not know all the facts. They may not know everything that we've done on the borders to strengthen border security. The fact that, in fact, the number of illegal crossings has been greatly reduced over the last several years. But I think that the more we get the facts out, the more information that's out there. And if we can see some leadership from members of the Republican Party, some of whom I disagree with on a lot of issues, but who do seem to recognize this is the right thing to do for the country, that eventually we'll get something passed out of the House.
If the House fails to act on legislation regarding immigration, would you consider using your executive power to expand a sort of deferred action to eligible individuals?
I'm not even going to speculate on the House bill failing because I want to get this done. So I want to keep all the focus on the positive actions we can take to make sure that we are a strong nation of laws, but also a strong nation of immigrants.
And I know you don't dictate the timing, but I do have to ask, I know you met with GOP leaders a few days ago. What does your gut feeling tell you? When? Cuando? When we could see immigration reform?
Well, I don't think that we're going to see it before the August recess. That was originally my hope and my goal. And if, in fact, the House recognized the smart thing, the right thing to do was to go ahead and send the Senate bill to the floor for a vote, I think it would pass tomorrow. But the House Republicans, I think, still have to process this issue and discuss it further, and hopefully, I think, still hear from constituents, from businesses to labor to evangelical Christians who all are supporting immigration reform. All this means that we may have to go through several more weeks of work before we actually pass the bill. So it probably will hopefully happen in the fall.
The House has said that they prefer a step-by-step approach versus what the Senate did. Is immigration reform in pieces, en pedazos, better than no immigration reform at all?
The danger of doing it in pieces is that a lot of groups want different things. And there's a tendency, I think, to put off the hard stuff until the end. And And if you've eaten your dessert before you've eaten your meal, at least with my children, sometimes they don't end up eating their vegetables. So we need to, I think, do this as a complete package. You know, we've been working on this for years now. Everybody knows what the debates are. It's time for us to stop worrying about politics and worry about doing the right thing for the country.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, and happy birthday.
Thank you.